All right, let's dive into the future of finance a bit today and really explore artificial intelligence and its impact on investing. We're going to unpack an article from The Motley Fool. It argues that Amazon and Alphabet are the no-brainer AI stocks to buy right now.
Well, I think what's really interesting is that the Motley Fool isn't just targeting, tech enthusiasts with this recommendation.
Right.
They really believe that any investor who wants to capitalize on what they call the AI revolution should be considering these companies.
So what exactly is this AI revolution, and why should we care about it?
Yeah, so it's more than just a buzzword. AI is really fundamentally changing the way that businesses operate and create value.
Oh.
Think about it. AI can automate these really complex tasks, analyze just massive amounts of data to identify trends, and personalize products and services you're at scale.
The article actually highlights a PwC report that's predicting that AI could add $15 trillion to the global GDP by 2030.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge number.
Yeah, to put that in perspective, that's like adding an entirely new economy,
Yeah.
Larger than China's.
Wow.
The impact is really going to be widespread. And, investors who recognize this early on could see substantial returns.
Yeah.
And I think, Amazon and Alphabet are already deeply entrenched in AI. And that's why the Motley Fool sees them as front runners in this space.
Let's dive into Amazon first.
Yeah.
Most people think of Amazon, they think online shopping, Prime memberships,
Right.
but their AI capabilities go so much further.
Oh, absolutely. I think what's often overlooked is Amazon Web Services, or AWS. It's their cloud computing platform, and it's the leading cloud provider, globally,
Wow.
offering a range of AI and machine learning services, really for businesses of all sizes.
So give me an example then of how businesses are using AWS. What are some of these tools?
Yeah, so I mean, there are tons of them, but a couple of examples. Amazon Recognition uses AI to analyze images and videos, which allows for applications like, facial recognition and object detection. Or you've got Amazon SageMaker, which allows businesses to build, train, and deploy their own machine learning models without, needing extensive expertise in the field.
So while we're out here, busy adding things to our shopping carts, they're building this, sophisticated AI infrastructure behind the scenes.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like this hidden empire almost.
Exactly, and it's a very profitable one. In Q4 of 2024 alone, AWS revenue grew by 19% year over year.
Wow.
What's even more impressive is that while cloud revenue only accounts for about 15% of Amazon's total business, AWS generates half of their operating profit.
That's incredible. But their AI dominance doesn't stop at AWS, right?
Absolutely not.
Hmm.
Think about how they're using AI in their core e-commerce business. They have tools like Rufus, which is an AI shopping assistant that can help you find, exactly what you're looking for. Or with Amazon Lens, you can snap a picture of a product and their AI will find it and allow you to purchase it instantly.
It's like they're constantly finding ways to integrate AI into every aspect of the customer experience.
Right.
Making it just seamless and personalized.
Yeah, I mean, that's clearly their strategy, and it seems to be working.
Yeah.
Amazon reported a net income of $59 billion in 2024
Wow.
and a staggering annual revenue of $638 billion.
Huge. Yeah.
And analysts are predicting a 21% annual earnings growth rate, which suggests, a bright future for investors.
Yeah, those are impressive numbers. It really paints a picture of Amazon's potential as an AI powerhouse, I think. What about Alphabet?
Yeah.
They seem to be, taking a different approach.
Well, yeah, I mean, Alphabet, the parent company of Google and YouTube, has just massive reach,
Right.
touching billions of users daily. Their approach is a little bit more multifaceted, but advertising remains, their primary revenue driver. In Q4 2024, Google Search alone brought in a whopping $54 billion, contributing significantly to Alphabet's total revenue of $96 billion.
It's amazing to me how much revenue they generate from advertising.
Yeah.
But don't economic downturns impact ad spending? I mean, we've seen some volatility in the market recently.
Yeah, no, it's a valid concern, but I think Alphabet has proven to be pretty resilient. Even in a year like 2022, which was pretty turbulent, their revenue still grew by 10%.
Wow.
And I think, this shift from traditional advertising to digital platforms is just accelerating.
Right.
And this market is estimated to be worth $1 trillion annually.
So even if there are, bumps along the way, it seems like Alphabet is positioned really well to benefit from this transition to digital advertising.
Exactly. And they're using AI to further capitalize on this trend. Google's latest AI model, it's called Gemini, is designed to enhance user engagement across all their major platforms.
Gemini, what is that exactly?
Yeah, so it's their most advanced AI yet, and they're integrating it into Search, Gmail, Maps, and YouTube, each with over 2 billion users.
Wow.
So, imagine the possibilities, right? Gemini can analyze your search queries more effectively. It can personalize your email responses.
Yeah.
It can even anticipate, your navigation needs when you're using Google Maps.
Wow. So but how does that translate into more ad revenue?
Yeah. So, the more engaging and useful these platforms become, the more time users are going to spend on them.
Right.
And that translates to more opportunities for targeted advertising, which ultimately leads to higher ad revenue. It's a pretty smart strategy, and they've got the user base to make it work.
So Google is using AI to not only, target us with ads, but to really keep us glued to their platforms.
Yeah, exactly.
It's quite a powerful combination.
It is. And don't forget about, their cloud computing division, Google Cloud, which is also, experiencing really impressive growth. In Q4 of 2024, they saw a 30% year-over-year increase in revenue.
Wow. What's Google Cloud's role in all this? In the AI landscape, I mean.
Yeah. So they're focusing on providing AI solutions to businesses.
Okay.
Things like advanced data analytics, cybersecurity, and they have a platform called Vertex AI, which allows businesses to build their own AI models.
Wow.
So Google is becoming a pretty significant player in the enterprise AI space.
Yeah.
And that's another aspect that's really driving their growth.
It's clear that both Amazon and Alphabet are placing big bets on AI, and it's reflecting in their financial performance.
Yeah.
The Motley Fool may be onto something with their no-brainer stock picks, but is all this AI-powered growth sustainable?
Right.
Next time we'll delve into some of the potential risks and challenges that these companies might face as they continue to integrate AI into their operations.
Sounds good.
Welcome back. We just finished exploring how Amazon and Alphabet are using AI to drive growth and dominate their respective markets.
Right.
But let's shift gears a bit and talk about some of the potential challenges these companies might face as they become increasingly reliant on AI.
Yeah, I think it's important to acknowledge that while the potential of AI is, enormous, it's not without its hurdles. And I think one of the biggest ones is competition.
Okay.
The AI landscape is constantly evolving with new players emerging, all the time.
Right.
And companies like, Microsoft, for example, or even smaller, more agile startups are aggressively pursuing market share, particularly in the cloud computing space.
So even for giants like Amazon and Alphabet, maintaining their dominance isn't going to be easy.
Exactly, yeah. They need to constantly innovate and adapt to stay ahead of the curve. And another potential challenge is just, the rapid pace of technological advancement in AI.
Right.
What's cutting edge today could be, outdated tomorrow.
That makes sense. Investing, heavily in AI research and development is crucial, but it's also risky.
Absolutely.
Not every AI initiative is going to be a home run.
No, definitely not. And that brings us to another, critical point, which is the need for skilled talent.
Okay.
Developing and implementing these sophisticated AI systems requires a workforce, with specialized knowledge and expertise.
Right.
And there's a global shortage of AI talent. And so companies are competing, fiercely to attract and retain the best minds in the field.
So it's not just about, building the technology. It's about having the people who can actually build and manage it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That could be a huge bottleneck for growth.
It certainly could. And let's not forget about, the regulatory landscape, which is governments around the world are still trying to figure out how to regulate AI, and the rules are, constantly evolving.
We've seen, a ton of debate about AI's potential impact on, privacy, on security, even on national security.
Yeah, exactly. And companies operating in the AI space need to be prepared to navigate, a pretty complex and often uncertain regulatory environment.
Right.
Failure to comply with these regulations could result in, significant fines or even restrictions on their operations.
That adds another layer of complexity to it. It seems like investing in AI isn't just about understanding the technology itself, but also about anticipating how those regulations might impact a company's future prospects.
Absolutely, yeah. Well said. Now, the Motley Fool focused primarily on Amazon and Alphabet, but let's not forget that the AI landscape is, vast and diverse.
Right.
And there are numerous other companies, worth considering, particularly those focusing on, specific niches or applications of AI.
That's a good point. I mean, we've talked about some of the industries being transformed by AI, like healthcare, finance. What are some specific companies or areas that investors might want to explore further?
Yeah, so one area that I think is really ripe for disruption is healthcare.
Mm.
AI is being used to diagnose diseases, to develop new drugs, to personalize treatment plans, and even assist with surgeries.
Wow.
So, companies specializing in, AI-powered medical imaging, diagnostics, and drug discovery could see, significant growth in the coming years.
Okay.
For example, there are companies like Zebra Medical Vision that are using AI to analyze medical scans and detect anomalies that might be missed by, human radiologists.
It's fascinating to think about how AI could completely revolutionize healthcare and just improve patient outcomes.
Right.
What about other industries?
Yeah, so, another area to watch is the automotive industry. The race to develop self-driving cars is really heating up, and companies working on autonomous vehicle technology are attracting significant investments.
I mean, we're seeing companies like, Tesla, Waymo, and even, traditional automakers like Ford and GM pouring billions of dollars into developing these self-driving systems.
Yeah, it's a transformative technology, right, with the potential to reshape transportation as we know it. So
Yeah.
investors, looking for exposure to this space might consider companies developing, AI-powered sensors, mapping software, and the algorithms that power these autonomous vehicles.
And let's not forget about, the financial industry, which is already being transformed by AI as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. AI is
Yeah.
being used for, fraud detection, algorithmic trading, personalized financial advice, and even customer service.
Okay.
We're seeing the rise of these robo-advisors that manage investments, and AI-powered chatbots that can answer customer questions.
It seems like there are just endless opportunities for AI disruption and innovation across so many different industries, but with
Yeah.
so many different companies and technologies out there, it can feel overwhelming
Right.
for investors trying to make sense of it all.
Yeah, and I think that's why it's so crucial to, do your research, to understand the underlying technology, and to really focus on companies with a clear vision for how they plan to leverage AI, to solve real-world problems and generate revenue.
It's about looking beyond the hype
Yeah.
and identifying those companies that are actually creating value with AI.
Exactly, precisely. Remember, investing in AI isn't just about chasing the latest trends.
Right.
It's about understanding the long-term potential of this technology
Yeah.
and aligning your investments with companies that are, well-positioned for sustained growth. Speaking of long-term potential, I think we should transition to a really crucial aspect of AI that I think a lot of people might overlook, and that's the role of government regulation.
Okay.
So next time we'll delve into how regulatory decisions, could shape the future of AI and the companies that rely on it.
Okay, so we're back for the final part of our deep dive into AI and investing. We've talked about the potential of Amazon and Alphabet, the challenges they're up against, and the broader AI landscape.
Right.
But now let's talk about government regulation, a factor that could really shake things up for the whole industry.
Regulation, it's often seen as this roadblock, this obstacle to innovation. But when it comes to AI, it might actually be essential for its long-term success.
Okay.
Think about it. AI brings up all these complex questions like about privacy, about security, about bias, even the very nature of work.
Yeah, and we've already seen examples of AI, going off the rails, like facial recognition systems that show bias or algorithms that make, unfair lending decisions.
Right.
It's clear that we need some guardrails, some guidelines.
Absolutely. And, governments all over the world are starting to wrestle with these issues. We're
Yeah.
seeing this patchwork of regulations pop up, some focusing on data privacy, others on AI transparency, and some even on the possibility of AI being used in autonomous weapons systems.
It's complicated, right? It's a constantly changing landscape. How can investors even begin to assess these regulatory risks?
Well, you got to look at how a company approaches AI ethics and compliance. Do they have clear policies in place? Are they investing in audits and assessments, to make sure their AI systems are fair and unbiased? Are they proactive in engaging with regulators? These are all really important signs.
It's not just about the tech, it's about their commitment to developing AI responsibly.
Exactly. Companies that put ethics and regulatory compliance first are more likely to navigate this tricky landscape successfully, and they'll avoid costly penalties or damage to their reputation. They might even benefit from regulations that create a level playing field or open up new market opportunities.
So regulations could actually give them a competitive edge if they're prepared. That's interesting.
That's right. So for investors, it's about seeing the bigger picture, looking past the hype and the numbers, and figuring out if a company can truly thrive in a world where AI regulation is likely to increase.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, any key takeaways for our listeners who are thinking about investing in this AI revolution?
Absolutely. First, AI is more than just a buzzword. It's a game changer, capable of reshaping entire industries.
Right.
It's not a sure thing, though. There are definitely risks and challenges involved. Investors need to be smart about it.
So don't put all your eggs in one basket, right?
Exactly. Diversify your investments. Look at different sectors, different companies, different ways of approaching AI.
Okay. And don't just focus on the big names like Amazon and Alphabet.
Right. There are tons of smaller, innovative companies out there with huge potential.
Research is key, right?
Definitely. Understand the tech and look for companies with a clear plan for using AI to solve real problems and make money.
And don't forget about ethics and compliance.
Yeah, that's essential. Companies that prioritize responsible AI development are the ones most likely to win in the long run.
It's a really exciting time to be investing in AI. There's so much potential, but we need to approach it with both enthusiasm and, a healthy dose of caution. We've covered a lot today, but it's really just the tip of the iceberg. The world of AI is constantly evolving, and it's up to us to stay informed, adapt our strategies, and invest in a future where AI is a force for good.
Thanks for joining us. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep investing in the future you want to see.